Hello, and welcome to episode 17 of the Senioritis podcast. I am Matthew Lyons. With me here today is Mr. Joseph Beaver.
Hello.
Mr. Derek Tirrell.
Can't wait to talk today.
I know, we have some interesting topics. I know
yeah.
you have one that's particularly interesting, so why don't you
Yes.
start us off?
Okay, so this one has been on my mind since I found it earlier. On the new popular app, TikTok. I've gotten, not addicted, but, every once in a while, when I have an extra 5 minutes, I'll throw it on, scroll through. So, I saw this TikTok today regarding a vigilante in Seattle called Phoenix Jones. So, there's someone in Seattle who dresses up as a superhero and fights crime in Seattle. This is a real thing. He has stopped muggings, like robberies on trains, bank heists, things like that. And I just think this is the coolest thing ever. Like, Phoenix Jones, what a guy. He has a full-on superhero costume. He has a team that he's put together. He's the leader of that team. This guy's just cool. He was an MMA fighter. And he's just going around being a superhero.
Yeah.
In Seattle, and no one knows about this guy.
It's crazy. I mean, it sounds like a comic book. I just found out he does have his own comic book.
Yeah.
Based on true events. This is crazy. I mean, he literally has a superhero costume. The only thing is that his identity is out there. But I mean, how could it not be? This is a real life superhero that actually stops crime.
Yeah. That's the weirdest thing. You
Yeah.
know, you think of, like, superheroes in real life, and it's like, well, would they be able to, like, know about the crime? Would they be able to find the crime? But no, he goes around and he stops crime with his team. And that's just crazy. So I guess his origin story, supposedly, one of his friends got jumped or something like that, and, no one cared. And I guess that really, like, inspired him to, like, go help people. And, it's cool. And this is actually relevant news because on his Twitter, he actually announced that he's making a comeback on May 1st. So patrols have started again, and Phoenix Jones is out there saving the day with his team. And that's just so cool to know that, we're here in our town, and all the way over on the other side of the country in Seattle, Phoenix Jones is protecting the people of Seattle. It's just good to know.
Yeah, I mean, he retired, which, before we even knew of him.
In 2019, he retired.
2019, yeah. And then, just finding out today that he exists, he's out there, he's doing the right thing.
And he has a new suit. We haven't seen it yet.
Really?
Yes.
Interesting.
He has a new suit. He said, finished the new suit, coming out of retirement, or something like that, back to the streets on May 1st.
So,
Wow.
Joe, what are your thoughts on this? We didn't preface you on this before the show.
Yeah, I got a question about. So, Batman obviously is the persona of the bat. Spider-Man, he's got the spider thing. So, does he wear a phoenix costume?
Not so much. It's a black suit, and it's got a yellow stripe on it.
It's very reminiscent of Nightwing's costume.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's black and
yellow
instead of
Yes.
black
Yeah.
and blue.
I don't know where the name came from, because it's not exactly the most generic superhero name.
So his last name has nothing to do with Jones.
No.
Right? So I understand the Phoenix, he's kind of
Right. You think it would be called
reinventing
Yellow
himself?
Phoenix or
Yeah. Interesting. I don't know where Jones came from.
I don't either.
I don't think Jones is necessarily the coolest last name.
Yeah.
But if
Works
you
for
can,
Indiana.
that's true. Interesting. Did not think of that.
Maybe that has to do with it. Maybe
It
that's
could.
why. Yeah.
It's just so cool. Matt,
It is,
what's
yeah.
his team called? I know he put together a team. Do you remember the team?
It's the oh no, I forget it. They're in Seattle. They operate there.
But yeah, other people have followed this
Yeah.
movement.
Yeah.
It's not just him anymore. He leads a superhero team, and they stop crime in Seattle.
So
He's been stabbed. He has caught himself in his net gun. He had a gun that shot a net to capture his enemies. And he got him... I'm sorry, Phoenix, because I really like you.
Yes.
But he got caught in his own net gun, supposedly. And the police had to get him out of the river.
so much respect because I know he could kick all of our butts.
Destroy us, and he does such a good thing. I hate that I'm laughing at him right now, but you know, every superhero has like their rough patch, right? And it's okay.
Sure.
Oh, it's so cool.
Yeah.
And it's
It is though, because I mean,
It's tough.
there are like so many things that like, especially getting older, like you lose your innocence and
Yes.
things aren't
Yeah.
special. But knowing that there is a crime fighter out there, it makes the world a little bit more magical.
It's so
even
cool.
if he does get caught in his neck gun.
He's
I'm
gonna
sorry.
take us all down, dude.
He could, yeah, especially with his new suit. He
And
could
his
have new
team,
weaponry.
he has a whole team.
Yeah.
He has a whole team. I'd love to know
But
more about his team members. I
you
want to do
mentioned-
more research
You
because one of
mentioned
them.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
You mentioned a bank heist, though. I want to know how he stopped.
He has a YouTube
A
channel,
bank
but I
heist.
haven't explored yet, and I wonder if there's like footage on there.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Interesting.
I think it's like
I really hope that like I didn't get swindled here. I know he's real, but I hope I didn't get like this story exaggerated to me. Like I really hope that everything I heard about Phoenix is true.
So,
you know?
I know you said you haven't seen the YouTube channel, but do you think it's like a vlogs type thing?
I
Like,
think
hey-
it's like reports. I think he does like reports on like the crime scene stuff.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
And I think but there's like actual like footage of him that isn't like his stuff. Like I don't think it's staged. Like I think he's in action. It's like an organization that like knowingly goes around and helps people.
Yeah.
And
Kind of like a Night Watch type?
Yeah, kind of
like-
like the Guardian Angels a little bit, but obviously with superhero costumes
let me
and
find
a little less peaceful, but
Yeah.
with the right
Let me-
motivations.
The Rain City superhero movement.
That's it.
Rain City. I guess it rains a lot in
That's it.
Seattle. Therefore,
sense.
Rain City superhero movement is his team. He's the leader. There's one guy that looks like Snake Eyes. One looks like a knight, kind of.
Yeah, it's interesting.
It's a cool aesthetic they got on the team. Very good like
Still-
team composition.
Still kind of funny to me.
Are you stuck up on the
gun?
net? The net.
I know. If
Just-
there was ever a vlog to happen with this team,
I really
could you
hope.
imagine the footage of him getting caught?
I'm
in
gonna
his
feel
net
really
gun?
bad if the net gun thing's up. But you know, everything the man said in this TikTok seemed like it. He had like footage of most of it. I wish we could have seen the net gun thing. But
I know.
I guess
See,
that
that's
was like a
that's what
police
troubles
report.
me. TikTok. It's not a very
It-
reliable.
no,
source.
but we
not
looked
reliable.
this stuff up
I know.
online.
Yeah.
And we found like actual like ground. It doesn't look like a joke, Matt.
And if
I
he, has
know.
if he has a Twitter account and he has a YouTube channel, he's like actively showing the things he's doing. I mean, it has
Yeah.
to be somewhat truthful.
There has to be some truth to
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
It's not like he's like jumping across buildings
Yeah.
and like landing on people and like fighting them. Like the stills that I've seen, it's just him kind of like talking to people. Maybe like after an incident, maybe he saved them and he's just
Right,
kind of like
right. Maybe but like also like he's a fighter. He was an MMA fighter.
Oh, this
He-
dude's no joke.
This dude, like
he's a big dude. There's no padding in that suit. He's muscular.
Giant.
Yeah.
This Phoenix is big. He's a big guy. Like he could no doubt stop a bank heist with his squad too.
Yeah.
The Rain City guys. You know, like
Yeah.
the
Unless
Rain
there's
City.
net guns around.
I don't think he uses the net gun anymore after that incident.
Again, so sorry. Apologies, Phoenix Jones. We all know you're an incredible
He's
person.
gonna
but-
hate us.
I mean,
Yeah.
if he can't laugh
He
at
might
it,
come for us.
could you imagine that? Getting caught in a net gun? Oh my gosh. But yes, in all seriousness, an Avengers-like team, they are amongst us. They're in the United States, in Seattle, of all places. Seattle's an interesting place. I need to visit there. I mean, like the grunge
should go
era
find
started in
him.
that. We need to. Could you imagine if we tracked him down, Phoenix Jones?
For an interview.
That'd be
Yeah.
that'd be quite the interview.
That would be. I know. We would have to compose ourselves.
Yeah.
Because clearly we're not
I
doing a
would
good job
be
here.
laughing if I saw it.
One instance of the net gun, and we would all just
Oh
be
my
gone.
god!
We would just be
if
laughing.
the net
whole
gun
time.
got brought up, like he probably like I don't know how much that could be a sensitive topic for him.
It could be.
Because this you got to think this guy's actually trying to do good.
He is
We're
doing
laughing.
good. Yeah.
We're
I have a lot of questions for him.
I know.
But if I saw like the net gun attached to his hip, I would lose it. Like if
Yeah.
I saw the actual net gun, I don't think he uses it. I think he tried to do it
Right.
as like an idea. You know, superheroes make gadgets and they don't work.
Sure.
Yeah.
I think that's what that was. I don't believe he still uses the net gun.
No. But I mean,
he's back
I
on the
also have
streets.
questions. He is. Yeah. Who made the costume? Did he buy it? I don't see any costumes in Walmart. And again, the net gun and other gadgets, how does he get them? Does someone make them for him? Does he have like a hacksmith person
wonder, like,
that's making these things?
Do you think he's like, before he's an MMA fighter, maybe he's like, did like engineer?
Or maybe he has
I
a
heard he was a
friend.
police officer, actually.
Really?
Seattle police officer, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Again,
dang,
cannot
this
confirm.
guy, I would not mess with Phoenix.
No,
He
he's...
kind of does it all.
I'm
He
really
does.
scared that we laughed at the net gun thing. We like laughed a lot.
We
at
laughed.
it.
We didn't laugh at him. We laughed with him, assuming he's laughing with us.
I hope so.
Again,
because
tremendous respect. I wish I could do what he does,
I
but
know
I can't.
that takes a lot of guts.
Yeah.
He's been hurt. He's been like, that's scary to
Yeah.
like go, especially like, you know, you see in all these superhero movies when once you like have an identity like that, his identity's out.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's scary.
Yeah.
His like people could go after him. People could go after his family. Like that's a scary idea of being a superhero.
Does he have a family?
I'm not sure, but I mean, like I'm sure he has people he cares about.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know,
Mhm.
his identity's out there, and I don't know. I just think it's super cool.
How
Yeah.
my question is, well, one of my many questions,
Yeah.
like, he has the idea. Like, does he run it by people and say, I want to be, I mean, because obviously no one tells people, hey, I'm going to be a vigilante. You know, like, does he run it by people he trusts and says, oh, what do you think of this costume?
I don't know.
You know,
I
this
mean,
name.
maybe.
Well, it's kinda
Well,
just
I mean,
do
now
it.
that his identity's out, I think you know when it originally started. I think it was like, this thing happened to my friend.
Right.
I want to try and stop anything else from things like this from happening to other people.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I wonder. I want to learn more. I want to know like the crime count. I want to see like a crime get stopped. Maybe.
Yeah.
That would be super cool. But the one thing that I'm a little concerned about, maybe why aren't we hearing about this? Maybe because he's been in retirement for 2 years and it's all you know. But he's back. Or he said he's back. He posted a day ago another update. Like he is back. Supposedly, it is currently May 7th. He's been back for 6 days. 6 days without a crime in Seattle, that's not like unheard of. I mean, you know, there might just not be a crime for him to stop yet.
Yeah.
And
But I will be watching his career with great interest. I follow him on
Absolutely.
Twitter. I will be subscribing to his YouTube channel shortly after the podcast. And I'm keeping up to date with this. I'm sad Aaron's not here because I think he would get a kick out of this.
I would. He would have some interesting theories about this.
Do you
Next
think-
week, we'll get more information. We'll talk more about Phoenix.
If we can compose ourselves this time.
We're
'Cause
not
we
going to
don't
talk
wanna-
about the net gun next time.
No, we need to steer clear of that.
Yeah.
I'm not completely over it. If I start laughing later, it's what it is. It's a net gun. I'm sorry. Again, tremendous respect.
One
Yeah.
day,
He's an
Absolutely.
incredible hero. He is a hero.
He's at 100%.
Absolutely.
If he's out here stopping bank heists and saving,
Yeah.
like, helping, like, stopping muggings, especially, yeah, he's a hero.
Absolutely.
And do you think he follows the crime though? Like, so do you think he comes across it, or do you think?
So I
he-
think I mean
He's
obviously
gotta have, like, a
he-
police radio or something.
right. Yeah. He must listen, and he could. I mean, there are members of the team. He could have people in a
Everywhere.
van somewhere just saying, you know, there's a
There could be, like, a tech person that's,
Right,
like,
yeah.
you know, he's
And
got a
especially-
fairly expansive team.
I want to say there's like 10 members, 8 to 10
That's
members.
not bad.
Yeah.
That's so cool. I want to join.
And I mean, if he was a former police officer, then you know he could have access. To
Well, that's
some-
what
Right,
makes
yeah.
me think that this guy's, like, serious.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
he's actually doing good.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
It's one thing to say like, "Oh, I'm going to be a superhero," and then have people like laugh at them.
Yeah.
But he has results. Obviously, he has the experience with fighting,
And
the experience with
officer, yeah.
and yes.
Stop! Don't.
Don't talk about the net gun, Joe.
I shouldn't even brought up the net gun.
And then, but I mean, he has results. He's stopping crimes. He stopped a bank heist.
Yeah.
That's, I mean, it's an incredible story
God,
for
if
sure.
this is fake, I'm going to cry.
Yeah. that
If
would be
it's
tough.
fake, I will be so mad at
Just
you
spent
because you
the
got.
last
I just
15
said
minutes.
how much this made my life better because it makes me
Yeah,
believe in
youthful,
magical
yeah.
things.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if
I
that
will
just
be
gets swept
devastated.
away, wow. Let's hope not.
Let's
Yeah,
hope not.
I really hope it's.
We're going to do
real.
more research and we'll check it next episode.
Sounds good. Okay.
So, as hard as it is to stop thinking about the net gun and all of
Yes.
Phoenix's like great aspects of, who he is, let's move on to another topic.
Okay. All right. So I want to talk about dreams a little bit.
Okay.
Not like superhero dreams, but or career aspirations or something like that.
Sure.
Actual dreams. When you're sleeping, you have a dream, you wake up. I don't dream too often. Joe, Get away from the net gun.
Oh my God, are you still thinking about the net
We
gun?
have-
Still thinking about the neck.
We have broke
This-
Joey Beaver.
Joe
He's
Beaver,
broken.
how
He's
long
gone.
do you think it took the police to get him out of the river?
There must be body cam footage of that. It has to be out there. I'm so sorry, Mr. Jones.
No, the
Again.
police probably have respect for him. You can't tell me they still have
Absolutely.
that footage. They have to been like, all right, he's like my friend. Like he's like,
So my thing, like obviously, if you go around beating people up,
We're
you're
back
gonna get
on it.
arrested. I know this. You said you wanted to talk about this first because you wouldn't think about anything else for the rest of the episode,
it
and you're
doesn't
right.
matter. I'm
But
still gonna think
exactly.
about it the whole time.
If he goes around beating people up, the cops are gonna arrest him. So he must remain somewhat peaceful.
Right,
Another thing he probably learned as a police officer.
right, because that's the thing. He would know, like, how much civilian intervention is legal and illegal.
Right.
He
Yeah.
must still stay out of the police's way.
Yeah.
While still doing good.
Yeah.
You know, because they do patrols.
Right.
So it's not like.
I'm sorry. I just like. I
Is
have
it the
this
whole
image-
situation or is it just the net gun?
It's just the net gun.
I
Wow.
have this image in my head of him getting like pulled out of the lake.
I don't know how it backfired.
Was he like testing
net
it out
gun.
one time?
How did it?
I don't know.
How did he get himself tangled in it?
Maybe he tripped. I mean, he's a big dude, so just picture him in the net. I tried to move on. we tried.
All right, dreams.
Dreams.
Okay.
Dreams.
Just ignore me if I start laughing.
All
Just
right.
keep
Sure, the
going.
net gun was a nightmare. We're talking about dreams. So, do you guys have dreams often, and if so, do you remember them?
No.
First question.
No.
We are a professional podcast.
No, we're not.
No, we're not.
I feel like my dreams recently. Joe, you're killing me. And by recently, I mean like in the past few years.
Okay.
Haven't been like extravagant and
Yeah.
cool. I used to have cool dreams. I was in Star Wars before.
Right.
I've been a
Sorry.
superhero. There's no neck. No neck gun involved. But I've had cool dreams in my past. I've run away from dinosaurs. I've fallen off cliffs.
Sure.
But now, it's just like normal life.
Yeah.
I'm having dreams about like my next day, or like the day I just had.
Do you ever like have a dream about school and you wake up like, oh my god, I have to go to school? And
Yeah,
you're like, oh, wait,
or
it's
no,
Saturday.
I'm like, oh my god, I have like this assignment to do. This.
Yeah.
That might be like a stress thing. But
It
I feel like
definitely
I
is.
like dream about the assignments I have to do, like this web development assignment that I still have
Oh,
to
yeah.
get done. I feel like I have dreams now about like real life.
Mundane
Like I'll
things.
be at work in my dreams, you know, teaching Taekwondo, and then like something bad happens, or I'll be, you know, trying to do homework, or just at school and I like something happens. But I haven't had like an extraordinary dream, and even those dreams that are like realistic, but maybe like something extraordinary or like uncomfortable or whatever happens, just like in normal dreams, I don't like remember them anymore.
Yeah.
My dreams are gone as soon as I like wake up.
Yeah. And then you're like, oh my god, that was crazy. I got to tell, like so and so.
See,
When I
I,
see them,
like,
and
don't
then
want to
they're-
tell anyone
they're
about
gone.
these dreams. They're so boring. I miss running away from dinosaurs and being in like genuine
Right.
fear for my life.
So the reason I brought out this topic, and this is somewhat related to the last topic, I don't remember the circumstances of my dream, but next to my bed, I have a pile of DVDs. Trying to find a place for them. Working on renovating my basement for my room. It's not going well. So I have these DVDs, these Blu-rays next to me for when I move downstairs. I'll have them in a nice display. As for right now, they're on this little shelf next to my bed. And so I had a dream. Don't remember what it was. Something fighting related. But I got got out of my bed and full out roundhouse kicked my DVDs, and they went flying across the room.
No.
And I woke up.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god. And I kicked my DVDs all the way across the room. I cracked one of the cases on one of them.
Really?
And have you guys ever had that where like you move
The worst
in
is,
your
like,
sleep or
falling.
something?
Yeah.
Yes.
Like when you are like falling and then you're like,
yeah.
You
And you
land
wake up
in
and
your
you're
bed.
"Duh," like that.
yeah,
Well,
yeah.
In anatomy, we learned about
Oh,
people like, so some people have such severe dreams. There's definitely like the medical definition or like term for it. I can't remember right now, but they had such severe dreams. Like a guy actually murdered his mom.
Oh my God.
Because he had such an intense dream. We watched I think it's like a documentary about it, and it was like, he obviously went to court, and he was found not guilty because it was his dreams. He wasn't actively, like, there was no intent to do it.
He was like sleepwalking?
Yeah, basically. It's like severe sleepwalking, I guess.
Like,
I don't know the name of the term.
That's like the effects of like drugs, like that you learn about like in health class, like those,
psychedelic drugs,
like the psychedelic drugs that like make you think you're like
invincible,
like people are aliens or something like that, and you have to like get rid of them.
Yeah,
that's scary.
That is.
Well, Matt.
Wow.
Do you think? Here's the question.
Okay.
Do you think your roundhouse kick earned you a spot on the Rain City?
No, I don't.
Rain City Hero.
I haven't practiced my net untangling yet, so I'm not there yet. But I think it does show potential.
Okay.
It shows that deep down I have a will to fight.
Yeah.
Whether it's Blu-ray DVDs or criminals,
Yeah.
someone's getting these kicks. They're coming someone's way. You know.
He's such an inspiration. I hope more people learn from him, so that way we can have more people like him pop up all over the place.
Right, and it
I
doesn't
want
have
one
to
in
be
Boston. I want one in New York. I want superhero teams all over the place.
We gotta move on.
But if we are encouraging superheroes, are we promoting supervillains?
No, absolutely not. We can't do that on the show. And we also
No. I'm saying like if we have
like does that promote supervillains?
Right.
All right. Okay. This
people
is kind
to
of
take down.
all right,
You create vendettas. And you create supervillains.
But also, you have to be careful. You can't be like, okay, doing this is okay, because the way Phoenix operates, knowing he's a cop, he was a cop, he is able to keep his operations legal, but still be helpful.
Right.
You don't want followers going and getting in cops' ways.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want people interfering with like crimes. They could be wrong. They could say they think someone's bad. They could go to the wrong place, like beat up the wrong person. Phoenix seems to be a professional, and he does it the right way.
Yeah, I think.
Joe, do you want to talk about your dreams more?
I really never had like vivid dreams. Like I know some people. My sister gets like really vivid dreams, but like you said, like most of the time, if there's something like stressing me out, that appears in my dreams, which is like a weird thing. I don't really like the fact that they appear in my dreams. I prefer it not.
Right.
But other than that, I really don't have like super vivid.
I prefer to not have dreams. I feel like I don't feel well rested after a dream because I feel like I was awake.
Right.
Because I'm like, whether I'm running from a dinosaur or I'm teaching a taekwondo class in my dream, thinking about work.
Your mind's up. It's
My
thinking.
mind's up. I'm like awake almost.
Yeah.
So I don't like dreaming anymore. It was one thing when I was up running from dinosaurs and like, it was scary, but at least it was like entertaining. When I wake up, I'm like awake. Or when I was like falling off of mountains and stuff, and then like I wake up right before I hit the ground or whatever, and it's like I'm awake. So.
All right. So here's my next question: have you guys ever had reoccurring dreams?
Like the same one twice, or like a part two?
Yes.
I think I did before, but I don't remember what it was.
Oh,
We need details.
I actually do.
Joe, hit us.
Okay, so like, you remember the scene? This is gonna be so random, like the
Go
most
for it.
random thing.
It's
ever.
the
Talked
dreams.
about the neck
Yeah,
on
you
for
can't
20
explain them.
minutes.
So it was
Go
like
for it.
it was the Polar Express.
Okay.
I'm not laughing.
So like, it was like I've seen like they're going up the mountain for some reason.
Yeah.
I've had like that's popped up in my dreams like multiple times. I don't know why. It's like the weirdest thing.
Just like that one scene.
That one thing. Like I'm sure maybe I don't remember the
Hold on.
continuation of that, but like that scene, just that image
Pause.
for whatever reason.
Hold on.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So you'll be
super
having a dream about like something else that's just let's say it's school,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden like
The train goes.
the train just starts going around.
No, it's like
Interesting.
I don't even remember my dreams. Like 90% of the time, I don't remember what
You
I
just
dreamed.
remember the train.
Well,
That's all
like
that's left.
I just can remember of the dreams I've had. I can remember that,
Gotcha.
and it's happened multiple times.
Interesting.
So
Weird.
Okay.
Polar Express.
Do you like the Polar Express as a film?
I think
You
it's
do?
a pretty good film.
yeah,
It's okay. I've seen it too many times. They used to force
Oh,
it.
yeah,
in
definitely.
They
elementary
force it.
school.
They force
Yeah.
it for sure. We watch it every year on Christmas Eve.
Interesting.
it's a weird thing.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's a weird tradition, but we've always done it, and it's.
But no, I was
good.
talking about the dream, not the tradition. It's just
Oh,
like a
thanks,
weird.
Joe. Thanks for the
I want to circle back to the dreams, but real quick, side tangent. What's your favorite Christmas film?
Um,
Is it Polar Express?
You're gonna make me say it.
Oh my gosh, I shouldn't have brought this up.
My favorite Christmas film is Iron Man 3. Next
Here we
question.
go. Okay, Joseph. Any actual Christmas movies?
Die Hard.
Die Hard. Okay. All right.
What's your favorite Christmas movie, Matt?
How the Grinch Stole Christmas, obviously. All right, fine.
Live
I
action
see the arguments.
Live action or animated?
Live action, easily. Jim Carrey, he doesn't get enough credit for that role. Just saying.
Sure.
If you watch that movie. Anyway, back to dreams. I have had 2 sets of recurring dreams.
All right.
One used to freak me out. This is when I was little.
Go for it.
It was just, I just see darkness. I'm going to sound like a psycho, I know, but just roll with me here. And, like, do you know the light show at Jordan's Furniture? You
Yes.
guys ever do that?
Yeah.
So I would just see darkness, and I would just see, like, lights going, like, different patterns, and I would hear voices, like, people yelling and stuff. Like, sometimes it was my family, like, fighting.
Is it the Polar Express ride from Jordan's Furniture?
Oh, my gosh, could you imagine? No, it's not. But could you imagine if it was, and they were all, like,
They got
intertwined?
the Polar Express going at Jordan's Furniture.
They
so
do.
I didn't know if there was a connection there.
No,
Sorry,
this is
continue.
like a summer light show, I think.
Got you.
But that was interesting point. But yeah, I would just hear like voices, and sometimes I swear I could have been making this up, but I feel like the next day I heard one of the things I heard in my dreams. Probably making this up, but some of it was definitely familiar.
That's
And it
weird.
was strictly like audio with just
If
random
that
lasers
happens
going
again, you
around.
better listen. You
It
better
used to freak
listen
me out. I was like,
really
I
hard.
don't know what this means.
So-
No,
Does that
you better
happen-
like not. I don't want you focusing on the lasers at all. Next time it
Just the
happens,
voices.
you are listening
I'll
to
have to write
voices,
them down,
And you're
and
wake
then-
up and you write everything down.
I will.
So,
If
is
it
that
happened-
happened
Wow.
recently, or is
No,
that like
this
a
is like
long-
when I was like
No,
six.
dang.
Hasn't happened since.
6-year-old Matt, you gotta.
I know.
Yeah.
The other one, this is just weird. So I would be in a truck. I would open the truck door. I would look down and step out, and it was always snowing. I would step out into the snow. I would close the door and look on the ground to take a step, and there was like Jason Voorhees' mask, and I used to be scared. This is when I was little, and I would wake up and be like, "Oh my God, Jason's gonna kill me! Oh my gosh!" And then I would calm myself back down, and I go to bed. And then, however long it was later, same thing. Truck door, I open it, get outside, close it, and then there was like Chucky's face. Chucky the doll horror movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot
And that was
more.
it.
Wow.
Just like 5 seconds
That's
long.
happened multiple times.
Yes, like
Yeah.
2 or 3 times.
Wow. Yeah.
That's-
Now
that's
the
a lot
more
more.
we're talking about dreams, the more I think of 2 things. So one, like we were talking about earlier, anxiety, stress. Driving can be scary sometimes.
Yeah.
I had been doing a lot of highway driving, and I will sometimes have nightmares about driving in cities and in like going on the highways into Boston. Like, you know, when you're on the highway and there's like exits on your left, exits on your right, it's swirling around. You're going around a roundabout. There's
Stressful.
bridges. That stresses me out so much. Even with the GPS in this one dream, you know, like the GPS was telling me to go one way, but it was hard to tell where it was going. And I like did a U-turn and I like almost got hit. Didn't get hit or anything. I just pulled over the side of the road and had like a mental breakdown in my dream.
Wow.
That was scary. Another thing, I forget what was going on. It was something very unfavorable. I wasn't having a good time in one of my dreams. Wasn't driving or anything like that. Someone was yelling at me, I think, and in my dream, I just thought, this is a dream, and I woke up.
That's weird.
Isn't
that's
that
like,
weird?
That's like Inception stuff.
I
Weird.
thought about it in my dream. Like, I'm my character in my dream, right? You know how you think through in your dreams, obviously.
yeah.
So I'm thinking, and I'm just like, hold on. Whoever's yelling at me, like, you're not real. This is a dream. And as soon as I thought, this is a dream, woke up. That happened once. And I forget, I really wish I remember, like, why I was being yelled at, what was going on, but I don't. I want to say that was about 2-3 years ago. And I just remembered it for some reason. But I remember, like, thinking, like, oh, this is a dream. And I was like, ooh, I gotta, like, try that again sometime. Like, maybe I can, like, try to think it's a dream.
Yeah.
And, like, try and purposely end them.
Yeah. Do you ever like wake up from a dream and you're like, oh, that was really good, or like something didn't happen? You're like, I want to tell that person off. Like,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
try
yeah.
to go back to bed. Like, go back.
Oh,
go
yeah,
back.
yeah, I
Yeah.
gotta finish the dream.
Yeah. It never works.
Yeah.
No.
Joe, as our on-site doctor, how would you diagnose Derek from that dream?
Joe.
That's you guys had way more interesting dreams than I did. I feel like I got gypped.
The
a little
Polar
bit.
Express one. I mean,
It was
it's
like
interesting.
most random thing ever, but I can remember that more vividly than any dream or
That's
any
so
sort of other
weird.
thing I had.
Weird.
So
This was a good topic, Matt.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank
This
you.
was really interesting.
All it started with was just a roundhouse kick, and
Is
then
it like-
boom, senioritis topic.
Is it similar to like do you just have the Polar Express thing? Like, does that just happen during your dreams? Like, you're
No,
walking
like-
down a street in a dream, and then boom, Polar Express.
Nah, but like I said, I guess I couldn't tell because I don't have dreams
Right.
that
Just
often.
that.
So
So-
is it more like, you know, like a dream's happening, and then, you know, scenes will like change in a dream, like it kind of just changes to that scene type of thing? Are you like? Is it the shot from the movie that you remember?
Yeah, like
Okay,
literally the shot from the
movie.
movie when they're going
Okay.
around, like it's so random.
Do you
but it's
remember like the scenario around when you first saw the scene, or did anything ever happen like while you were watching that
I
scene?
really don't remember. Like,
Were you ever like extra intrigued by that scene? Was someone talking to you during that scene?
I mean, I guess it's a cool scene. Like it's,
It's
kinda
nice.
Like a
It's
Some nice animation on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
yeah, Tom Hanks
but
Great job.
looking great.
but no, I don't have any sort of like correlating.
Yeah,
memory to
nothing that would
Yeah.
like trigger that in
Mhm.
particular.
Yeah.
The annoying kid with the yellow shirt. Yeah, we don't like him.
No, awful person. For another topic, this will be outdated by the time this episode airs, but Elon Musk is hosting Saturday Night Live
Yeah,
this Saturday.
cool.
I'd never heard of Elon Musk until Mr. Kitterick's class, CTD.
Really?
He said, there's this guy. This was freshman year. He said he's going to change the world. And he showed us like 4 different like interviews, documentaries, things about him. And everyone in the class was fascinated.
He's cool.
He's a brilliant, interesting person.
He is so cool.
Yeah.
What makes me like so intrigued by him is that he's so socially adept, but he's like so smart. Because you know you can have like your scientists that could solve any problem, but if they can't communicate that and be a
Yeah.
people person, then like how far does that go?
Right.
But this guy, like, he gets with trends. He posts memes.
Yeah.
He like has PewDiePie. What's his meme? The meme review. He's done like a meme review episode. He is like so understanding of like what's going on in the world, and it's just fascinating that someone with like all those communication skills and all his like technological skills, like having all that and the way he integrates it both together, the way you see him conduct himself in interviews, the way he speaks, he doesn't BS at all. He says it like how it is. He really does.
Yeah.
He's such an intriguing person to look at and listen to.
So yesterday, I had watched the podcast with Joe Rogan and Elon. So it actually worked out perfectly that you brought this up. And like one of the questions Joe kept asking him was like, what, like you think of something and you go do it, and then like you have so much on your plate, like how do you manage to do all this? And like to him, it was just like another day. Like to him, it was normal to manage all this like stuff on his plate, but to the average person, it'd be like this huge, daunting task. And that was something I found like super interesting because he has all these ideas. And then another question, like, who do you go to when you get this idea, is what Joe Rogan asked. And he just does it himself. He said most of the time he spends like engineering is like most of his day, not even being like a business like tycoon. So
Wow. That's
He's
crazy.
So
Yeah.
cool, dude.
Yeah, going off of what you said about like he just does it, all these different things he has to balance. Aaron Paul, the actor who played Jesse from Breaking Bad, he met him one time, and he said he had this really in-depth, fascinating conversation with him. But he said he just got this feeling, looking in his eyes, that he could tell he was thinking about 4 other things.
Yeah.
He was completely engaged in the conversation, wasn't being rude, like engaged in the conversation, talking, making eye contact. But you could tell he was thinking about so many other things. That's fascinating.
That's so cool.
yeah.
Yeah, I would love to meet him. Love to have him on my show, Fireside Philosophy.
That would be a show.
Oh, would that be the most interesting conversation of my life?
Yeah.
Yeah, check out Fireside Philosophy if you haven't seen it yet. Great show. We have an episode up now and probably another one on its way. So probably a few by the time this airs. So
Nice
definitely
plug.
check that one out. Yeah, he's such a cool guy, and
Yeah.
like the way he talks. You know, I saw an interview somewhere where he's talking about his companies, and he's like, my companies are dying. This was a while ago, obviously. These companies are thriving now, but it's
Right.
like, you know, Tesla, SpaceX, like I could put all my money in one, and that one will definitely thrive, or I could put my money in both with the risk of them both, like, dying off. And he goes through like all these like mathematic like calculations, and he's like, but I had to take the risk. So it's like, even like, he is not someone who's like, oh, this is 51% more likely, this is 49, I'm going with this. He's able to take even like 70-30 odds and still take the 30 and like have plans and like understand that like taking the 30 is still a better choice than the 70. And like, I feel like you could present any like yes or no problem and he would be able to like give you an answer somehow.
Yeah.
He's so cool.
And he said on the podcast too that SpaceX actually wasn't like the hardest business he does. He said Tesla's actually harder.
Yeah.
Which is crazy to think. Like, running a car company is harder to, send rockets into outer space, but surprisingly, he said it was more difficult, especially because he started in 2009, I think he said, which a lot of auto shops are doing bad during that time. So, yeah.
Wow. Going off of rocket ships, I know you have a science-related topic.
So, the Long March 5B rocket. So, in China, they launched a rocket, and, launch was successful, but it took part of the launching site thing, like the tower. It's a 10-story tall, like the size of a 10-story tall building with the rocket. So now it's in outer space, orbiting around Earth. And within the next 2 weeks, I think it was like May 8th, I think they got like an exact date.
That's tomorrow.
Yeah, so tomorrow then, yeah. It could land anywhere from New Zealand to New York in that area.
Wow.
And it's unlikely that it'll do damage because we have very vast oceans. But like, what if it did land in New York?
So the rocket's landing?
No, not the rocket. So the 10-story
space station?
Yeah, so the 10-story tall thing.
How did that happen?
I don't know.
It's supposed
Crazy
to
me.
stay up there. It's supposed to stay in space, right?
So this isn't even. I'm pretty sure it's not even supposed to come off the ground. Just the rocket took it with it on its way out.
What?
Yeah.
This was like the launching station?
Yeah.
No.
And so.
Were there people in it?
No, I don't think so. Hopefully not, because they'd be gone right now. But
Dude, what?
Oh my gosh.
like,
wait, this is like part of the building that's meant to launch the rocket.
yeah.
Got taken with the
the
rocket.
structure that like holds the rocket for takeoff, right?
Oh, like
I
the launching.
believe so.
The launching mechanism got
Yeah.
taken.
And so
How
now
interesting.
everything will burn up except for the engines, and I'm not sure what the engines are made of.
Oh, wow.
Dude, that's gonna like blow up, right? Yeah.
Who knows? They don't think it'll be a ton of damage, like they said. I mean,
They gotta have like someone shoot that thing down before it hits the ground.
well, they
mean-
they thought of that, and they said it'd be too hard to hit because it's going like the speed of sound, right?
Right.
So it'll be coming in so fast.
So
and
there's
then
nothing we can do. It's like a meteor.
Yeah, but it won't be like some cataclysmic
Catastrophic,
event.
right.
Yeah, it'd be
But
like
still, that could take out a skyscraper in New York.
yeah, maybe.
I mean, the odds aren't in its favor that it's going to land there, but still, if it does,
That's
Yeah,
gonna be
yikes.
catastrophic.
that's
Tomorrow, that's coming down.
That's what
So we'll have already.
one of the articles I read said.
All right, so
tomorrow.
potentially, well, I mean, obviously, like they can't predict the exact time,
Mm-hmm.
but it potentially could be down by the time this episode airs. Oof.
wow. Fascinating. I mean, we have covered dreams, we've covered superheroes, we've covered things falling from the sky.
Yeah,
Maybe-
crazy,
Elon Musk.
crazy episode.
The Rain City superhero movement could stop this falling
And there it is.
thing, you know.
yeah.
If
Maybe
anyone
Net
could
Gun will
stop it, Phoenix Jones with his giant net gun could wrap this thing up,
in the net.
Save the day.
save the day, save the planet.
Yeah.
We need a hero.
It's Phoenix Jones.
Exactly. And with that, we have episode 17 of Senioritis. Thank you for watching, and tune in next week for a brand new episode.
Thanks for watching. The next one.